We've tried all the spicy food. It's not working. Okay. So I just got done watching The Angels Take Manhattan for the second time. And oh my god, I cried again. I think I cried harder the second time because I knew it was coming. The first time. And I'm wearing my Dalek t-shirt and my TARDIS button. But, yeah. So, The Angels Take Manhattan was brilliant, guys. Like, it was the perfect send-off for Amy and Rory, who I'm so going to miss. I'm going to miss the poem so much. And I'm crying to thinking about it. Okay. Okay, so first and foremost, the weeping angels in this episode. Oh my god, guys. Like, honestly, while there are so many villains and creatures, you know, that are very creepy and very scary in Doctor Who, I personally have always found the angels so creepy. Like, oh, I get shivers and oof whenever I watch Blink or The Time of Angels and Flesh and Stone. So when I found out that Rory and Amy's last episode was going to be Weeping Angel one, I was like, oh, great. Angels, great. And let me just bend over and get it. So yeah, so that was creepy, and so I was already creeped out by that. But then in the actual episode, what do they have? They have baby weeping angels, guys. Baby weeping angels that have creepy laughter, and I was like, are you kidding me? No. And then hold on, I need to turn down my TV because I'm getting distracted. But and Friends is on, and the other thing that was creepy, well, they had the Statue of Liberty be an angel. And so, yeah, basically I've come to the conclusion because of this episode, if I ever go to New York, anytime I see the Statue of Liberty or any other statue in New York, I'm going to not blink, guys. That's what this episode has done. It made me terrified to blink in New York. There you go. And then, sorry, I'm keep getting distracted by Friends. I'm sorry. But yeah. The other thing, was River in this episode. We had River back, and I was so happy because I know there are a lot of people out there that did not like Series 6 because it was so River-centered, which I think is ridiculous since River is only in technically 5 and like 2 minutes at the end of closing times. But you know what I mean? I think it's ridiculous. And I know there are also a lot of people that hate River's character. I'm not one of those people. I adore River, everything about her, and yeah. But, anyway, I just adored, one of the things, though, I will admit I was a little afraid of with this episode was what River we were going to get, because in my brain, you know, since most of River's episodes have been backwards for her, you know, and forwards for the Doctor, you know, where every episode we see, the last episode River hadn't done it yet, so that's how I interpreted the episode. So I thought, oh god, so wait, does that mean that, the next time, because when I found out River was just going to be the Angels Take Manhattan of the first 5 this year, I was like, oh god, is that going to be a River that hasn't done the Wedding of River song yet? Or, you know, I was so afraid that we'd get a River that doesn't know she's married, but we did, and I was so excited because I giggled and fangirled a little at the parts where the Doctor and River flirted like they usually do and were calling each other husband and wife. Like, I loved the part where the Doctor was trying to get Leia in the TARDIS in the house that River and Rory were in, and the guy's like, what is it? And River's like, said something like, oh, my husband's home, or something like that. And I also laughed, like, ridiculously hard at the Doctor when he told Amy that, like, he needed a minute, and then he, like, leaned over to one of the things on the console that's, I guess, reflective, and he's like sprucing himself up, you know, checking his breath. I was like, oh my god, you're prepping yourself before you see your wife. Yay. It was so cute. And then I just loved the flirting they did while River was, the angel had a hold of River, and the kiss on the cheek the doctor gave River, and the kiss on the hand. It wasn't a kiss like I wanted, but hey, I'll take anything sweet. And then the whole little scene between the doctor and River when he fixes her wrist because she broke it to get out of the angel's grasp, which, am I weird or horrible at wanting to know how she did break her wrist? Yeah, there's something wrong with me for wanting to know that. But yeah, and at first I was confused about why she was angry at him for doing it, but then like I went on Tumblr and I saw gift sets comparing it to when River gave her regeneration energy to the doctor in Let's Kill Hitler, and when he said, you know, River, no, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, so it's kind of like that. And then I remembered, and then I just rewatched it, and I didn't hear her the first time say, you know, that's a waste of regeneration energy, and I was like, okay, I get now why she was angry with him. And I loved the little Amy River moment because, you know, the season started with us finding out that Amy can't have any more kids, and River's her only daughter, and I'm sorry. Once again, I apologize for the accent, but anytime, because of Doctor Who and Amy, it's very rare you hear me say daughter. Normal. I will try to say it normal. Daughter. That's so bad. Anyway. Now I've lost my train. Oh yeah, the Amy River scene was so cute, and I loved, you know, and Amy told the doctor, you know, stick to science, and went to chase after River, and they just had a very mother-daughter scene, I felt, and I really appreciated it because that is their mother-daughter, and yeah, and I also love the part when River, when after they seen old Rory die, and they found out, you know, everything was happening with this hotel or whatever you want to call it, and you know, Amy and Rory before they run out of the room, Amy grabs Rory and says, "Husband, run!" And then when it's River and Eleven in the room facing angels, and the doctor says something to River, and she's like, "Husband, shut up." I thought that was cute and funny. Another part. Now I'm going to stop right there because I want to get more in detail with Amy and Rory, but there was another River part near the end that I want to talk about, but I'll talk about it after I talk about Rory and Amy. Okay, first off, at the beginning with Rory and Amy, when they were basically flirting and then had a kiss, I was like, oh, because they're so cute. And by the way, I love Amy's glasses. Like, I would love to have a pair of Amy's glasses. And I also laughed when the doctor tried on Amy's glasses and realized, wow, I can read a lot better with glasses. Ha! Doctor's getting old, he needs glasses. But yeah, I love that. And then it was so creepy, I repeat, with the baby weeping angels, with the ones that were, hold on guys, I gotta turn on my fan because it's suddenly getting hot in here. The ones that were chasing Rory that were on the fountain creeped me out and scared the crap out of me because all I could think of, oh my god, Rory. And then but also I did love that the transition they did from the doctor reading what it said in the book to Amy, which by the way, I want the book. I want the Melody Malone book. I want it. And then transitioning to what was happening with River and Rory, which by the way, I loved that River greeted Rory by saying, "Hello, Dad." I was like, oh my god, yay. And then, okay, the guy that hired, I don't know why I did air quotes because he did hire her, but hired River, am I the one that was kind of reminded of the guy in Series 1, episode, I don't know what number, but it was the episode with the Dalek. The very first time we see the Dalek in New Who. The Collector guy. Did anyone else think this guy kind of reminded them of the Collector guy? I thought he did. But yeah, he was a douche. Anyway, when he put Rory in the basement with all the baby freaking angels, like as soon as he said put him with the babies, I was like, wait, we're not talking about the baby angels, are we? Then he gets down there and I'm like, oh my god, no! So I was terrified for Rory. Because if I'm pretty sure I'm right, but Rory's never encountered the weeping angels, right? Because, yeah. Someone tell me if I'm right or wrong, but I'm pretty positive. I'm pretty sure the last time we saw the angels was with the Time of Angels and Flesh and Stone, and Rory wasn't part of that adventure. So yeah, so this would be the first time we encountered the angels. And if I'm right, then wow, what a way to encounter the angels. But yeah. And then the whole scene with them seeing older Rory lying in that bed and him dying, like, oh, I started tearing up because I was like, oh my god. Because even though that's not the Rory we're seeing right now in present time, that's still Rory, and I'm sorry, but my heart just can't handle Rory dying, even though we've seen it so many times. Which I did like that they made a joke of that, where Rory said something where, hold on, I'll get to that in a second. And then they run upstairs, and there's the Statue of Liberty, facing Rory, the weeping angel. And then when Rory got on the ledge, I was like, oh god, no. This cannot be happening. And then when he grabbed Amy's hand and put it on his shirt, and, you know, basically telling her to push him, I was like, oh my god, Rory, what are you doing? And then, you know, the part where, because he was saying, you know, how if this happens, it will, like, rewrite time, you know, so it's a paradox, you know, rewrite time or something like that. And, you know, Amy's like, and you think he'll come back? And he says something like, when, you know, that if he dies, he'll come back. And he's like, isn't that how it works? Because Rory has died so many times and come back. So I kind of chuckled that they made a little joke about that. That, you know, Rory keeps dying but always manages to come back. And honestly, I wasn't surprised that Amy got on the ledge with Rory, because I was immediately reminded of Amy's Choice in Series 5. When, you know, Rory dies and then, you know, she says, you know, Amy decides that they should kill themselves, and, you know, the doctor's concerned about, you know, oh wait, what if this is a dream? And she's like, well, if it's the real world, I don't want it, because I won't have Rory, and she doesn't care if it's a dream or not. So her getting on the ledge with Rory reminded me of that, because for Amy, she can't live without Rory. So living in a world without Rory is not an option, and if Rory's going to jump, Amy's going to jump with them. And I did freak out and tear up at the slow motion shot of Amy and Rory jumping off the building and then hugging each other close while they were falling in midair. I was like, oh my god. And then we come to the graveyard scene, where I was all excited and happy. I was like, they're alive, yay! And then Rory spots the gravestone that says, in loving memory, Rory Arthur Williams, which I'm pretty positive they took from Arthur, his middle name. They're just lazy in that department. They're like, oh, we need to give Rory a middle name. Arthur, we're just going to give Rory your name. Okay, you know. And then, the angel touches Rory and sends them back in time. And that's when I knew. I was like, Amy's gonna let the angel touch her and she'll get them back with Rory, because that's who Amy is. She can't live without Rory. And then as soon as he got sent back in time, on the gravestone it said aged 82, which makes me wonder, what time did Rory get sent back, and when did Rory die? You know, I'm very curious about that. But the river part that broke my heart was when Amy said, you know, Melody called for her, and she came up and grabbed Amy's hand, and Amy told her to watch the doctor and to be a good girl, and River placed a kiss on Amy's hand and backed away. And the reason that made me sad is because it was after the episode, though, that I realized, you know, how sad it must be for River, not only you know, saying goodbye to her mother and knowing she could probably go see her because she's got the vortex manipulator, which, by the way, if I'm correct, River could go see Amy and Roar because of her manipulator, but the Doctor can't in his TARDIS. Right? Can someone explain that to me, if I'm right, that using the vortex manipulator, she could go back and see them, but not the Doctor in the but not the TARDIS. Am I right in that? Anyway. But anyway, I felt sad because, you know, while River is going to be sad that, you know, she's losing her parents, she got to say goodbye to Amy. She didn't get to say goodbye to Rory, which when that thought hit my head, I was like, oh, great, just make me more sad. But, yeah, because I realized that and I was like, oh my god, that must be even harder for River because, like I said, yeah, she got to say goodbye to Amy, but she didn't say goodbye to Rory. And that thought also popped in my head for the Doctor, because, you know, Amy says Raggedy Man, then turns around to face him and says goodbye, and then the angel touches her and sends her back in time. And that also popped in my head when I thought about River, that the Doctor, while, yeah, he is best friends with Amy, and he's known Amy since she's a little girl, he grew close to Rory, too. Like, Rory's his best friend, too. And, you know, that had to hurt that he didn't get a goodbye or any kind of closure with Rory. So that kind of made me sad. And then just, oh my god, the anguish and pain that the Doctor, when Amy vanished. Oh god, Matt did a brilliant job with that part. And actually Amy, Karen, everyone in the episode did brilliant in this episode. It was so good. Arthur, Karen, Alex, Matt, everyone's so good. And then I loved the scene in the TARDIS between the Doctor and River when, you know, when she said, you know, don't travel alone. And he's like, you know, stay with me. And she goes, travel with me. And she's like, wherever and whenever you want. But not for long, because they can't have two psychopaths on the TARDIS. Which I thought was good, because that's the one thing I was kind of hoping for, that River would stay with the Doctor for a little bit, because he does need someone. And while she can't do it all the time. And then the little afterwards that Amy wrote to the Doctor was beautiful, and I love that they had a shot of little Amelia Pond, of Caitlin Blackwood. Again, I love that's how the episode ended, with a shot of her, because the first, besides, you know, seeing Matt, when the new series with Matt started, Caitlin as little Amelia was the first thing we saw, and I think it was fitting that they ended, you know, Amy and Rory's story with a shot of Caitlin, and I quite like that a lot. And yeah, so I'm really sorry this was so long. I wasn't expecting this to be this long of a review. I'm very sorry, guys. I'm very sorry. I just have a lot of feelings. But yeah, so tell me your thoughts on the Angels Take Manhattan. And yeah, so I will miss Karen and Arthur, obviously, but I'm really excited for Jenna. I can't wait for Christmas. Oh god, I can't believe we've got to wait 3 months for new Doctor Who. Oh, it's gonna be horrible. But yeah, so I'm quite pleased with how they ended Amy and Rory's story. I don't feel distressed or sad like I did with Rose and Donna. I feel very at peace like I did with Martha. But yeah, so like, favorite, comment, subscribe. Until next time. Bye, guys.